In the small community of Tijeras, Honduras, there are currently 660 residents without access to clean water. The community is located in the south section of Pico Benito National Park and currently receives its water from a river running from the mountains. This water source is often contaminated with fecal coliforms, nitrates, phosphates, and sediment from turbidity. The community currently has a system in place to collect and direct the water to a nearby chlorination tank, where efforts are made to cleanse the water. From our assessment drips, we have determined that their current water is unfit to drink unless boiled or further treated. Many of the inhabitants do not take these measures and are therefore suffering from consistent gastrointestinal problems and skin irritations. The goal of this project is to work with the people of Tijeras to implement a clean water solution that is self-sustaining and that the community can easily maintain.
The Tijeras' current system begins at the Santa Barbara River, where it splits off into a smaller channel. After heavy storms or turbid conditions, the river split becomes blocked by large amounts of debris that blocks the flow of water to the reservoir dam. We plan to dredge the river and create a rock wall at a 45-degree angle that will divert debris away from the supply channel. The supply channel is currently dammed and the water continues to the system through a 1-inch grate that is parallel to the river. It currently allows small twigs and rocks to enter their distribution tank. To fix this, we plan to install an angled steel mesh grate that will not allow any large debris and sediment to flow through. The smaller sediment will be filtered out at the weir box.
From the reservoir, the water flows through the 4-inch piping down into the weir box, 80 meters down the way. The weir box is intended to slow flow and remove sedimentation, but it currently does neither. Therefore, the water that currently flows to the distribution tank is still turbid and sediment-filled. To account for and solve these problems, we're implementing a Coanda intake, which is a self-cleaning screen that filters out any debris or soil from the water. The close spacing of the slot openings allows most of the fluid to pass while preventing solids. The rest of the water sweeps across the screen, cleaning off the debris. The debris and excess water falls into a separate catchment that leads out of the weir box and diverts back into the river. The sediment-free water will then flow down to the distribution tank.
2 kilometers downstream from the weir box is the chlorination tank. Currently, if the dam becomes blocked, the whole system is halted and the community is without water. To prevent this from happening, we are proposing to add 3 1,300-gallon water storage tanks. Pressure will force the water in the pipes up to the tanks, which will be elevated 10 feet off the ground on an 8-foot wide by 22-foot long platform. The frame will be constructed of W14 by 30 structural steel members that will be held together by A36 steel L brackets and A307 bolts. Because Honduras tends to have rainstorms throughout most of the year, the steel will have to be galvanized to prevent corrosion. A mat footing was decided upon due to the low bearing capacity and eccentric loading of the water tanks.
The disinfection process will take place prior to the water entering the distribution tank. The application of chlorine to the system will eliminate the microorganisms, disinfecting the water. Engineers Without Borders proposes to add 2 separate calcium hypochlorite tablet feeders in the remaining chlorine drip system housing. The feeders will provide a convenient and practical approach to the chlorination process while being able to handle the peak water demand of the village. Currently, the village is chlorinating too much of its water. This causes a depletion of their chlorine supply and causes a problem as overflow is left to pond, creating a haven for insects. Our solution is to leach the excess water in the system prior to chlorination.
Every nation all around